this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. Today's show is brought to you by UppercutChops.com. Check out their tasty selection of all-natural, dry-aged USDA prime Wagyu steaks and chops. Wait till you taste their best-in-class New York steaks, the filet mignon, and of course the king of all, those gigantic cowboy cut and tomahawk cut ribeyes. Best I've ever had, probably be the best you ever have as well. Check them out at UppercutChops.com. That's UppercutChops.com. Or give them a call, find out what's for dinner, 702-799-9935, 702-799-9935, 702-799-9935 for UppercutChops.com. Yes! Man, those are great steaks. If you like steaks, and I mean the big ones, or those wonderful fillets, even the New Yorks, I've never had a bad, even the burgers, they're stupid good. Tyrone, have you ever had a burger you just bite and you say, oh yes? Come on.
You know, those type burgers are the burgers that you cook on certain holidays of the year. You know, you get the grill and you bite into it, and yes, you're like, yes, I put my foot in it today.
Right. That's good. Oh, by the way, here to introduce himself is, of course, our longtime correspondent for NFL everything, football everything, food, and you name it, and Super Bowl trophies. That would be two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior Tyrone Poole. Going to give you about 30 seconds on himself. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Well, hello, everyone. It is number 38 on the roster, but number 1 in your heart, Tyrone Poole, two-time Super Bowl champion. Work that thing is what we're going to do today. And American Ninja Warrior, here with Sal, my old partner, old sidekick. It's like coming full circle, Sal. I was on the team, and I went to another team. I came back, and I'm back home again.
That's right. We brought you back. We said, you know what? We need this guy playing DB over here because we know he's a shutdown corner, and we know he's got a lot of shiny trophies behind him.
Yeah. You know, those trophies, 2 of the 6 I was a part of, Super Bowl 38 and Super Bowl 39. And as we were talking, coming on to the show, I tell people the second Super Bowl was the most difficult. The first Super Bowl, you know, sometimes you kind of catch people off guard. But then the second Super Bowl, they know you are last year's champion, and they're going to give you their best shot. And they gave us their best shot, and we still came away with a Super Bowl championship. So the second one is always tougher than the first because everybody is looking to put their dukes up, put their gloves up, and come out trying to hit you in the mouth.
Well, I mean, just getting there the first time is hard enough. And like I had said before we got on, just being in the league is hard enough. Just playing college football is hard enough. Yeah. I don't care if it's Division 1, 2, or 3, whatever. Playing high school football is hard enough. But you got to go through step A to B to Z, all the way to Z, and then you hoist that trophy. What's that journey look like to you when you were younger and to today's kids?
Yeah, you know, everything is hard. Everything, like you said, takes a step, is a process. And sports is no different. Losing weight, great health, marriage, you know, everything starts somewhere, right? And you got to migrate and become great at it. And sports is no different. And the thing about it, in high school, you have like, I think over 1 million kids that probably play high school sports, right? And then those that go to college is even less, right? So the higher you go up on that totem pole, man, the air gets thinner. And that percentage of people who make it to become a professional athlete, man, that's the 0.000% there, Sal.
Yeah, for all those people listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates, our independents from coast to coast, about 215 stations have access to this show today. Of course, that always deserves a nice round of applause. Never mind everybody on TV from Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Time Warner, and Wow Cable Television affiliates in select markets, of course, and hotel TV across this great country of ours. Listen, this argument or this statement that you made is ringing with everybody because, listen, it is tough. Now, I can only say it from the baseball side. You got it from the football side. I mean, look, there is no minor leagues in football unless, of course, you count the SEC and the Big Ten. I mean, really, that's kind of it when it comes to football and minor leagues. Now you've got this UFL and I don't know. I think the Canadian League eventually should merge with the NFL so you can add 8 teams because they're long established. I think it would bring a nice presence, and I like some of the rules. What's your favorite Canadian League rule if you have one?
You know what? I like the fact that the offense can move. Like you can have multiple guys in motion heading towards the line of scrimmage. Professionally, you can't even. If you go motion, you have to continue to go laterally. You can't turn up. But if you look at Canadian football compared to American football, the NFL, Canadian, the fields are wider. They can motion. They can have multiple people in motion. So to play defensive back in the Canadian League, you really got to have an understanding of that game. So I think it's probably more difficult to play defensive back in the Canadian League than the NFL from the slot position, because in the slot, and they can do it on the outside as well, but most of the time you see that movement towards the line of scrimmage from them guys who are closer to those tackles. So that's why I think playing the slot corner, the inside corner in Canadian football is tougher than playing the slot corner in the NFL.
It seems like they don't make too many rule changes because I think they feel they got it right. And I like that. Whereas in the NFL, we've seen a rule tweak here, a rule tweak here. Does that ever end?
I think life is always going to make and cause everyone to make adjustments. And maybe that's the reason why the NFL is so popular, because, of course, people get an opportunity to make money off of the NFL, but they also, get to see the game change as the culture changes. So change is good. Change is good.
Okay, so the new draft class, never mind, it doesn't matter when it was, whatever, but you've got a new draft class and you've got basically a cat show. A cat show that was preceded by, let's say the cat show is the combine. And then you've got the actual draft. But these kids have never played a snap in the NFL. So we don't really know. I mean, you could say, okay, well, he runs this fast, but the whole combine thing, to me, it's a little misleading, especially your skill position players, right? Because these guys are running without full gear on. They don't have pads, whatever. They're basically running in their underwear at this point. So we don't really know what the real speed is, except for the fact with their uniform on. So shouldn't they do this combine, these speed trials, whatever, in full gear?
You made me, as you were talking, I was thinking about the other day I was in the grocery store, and I'm going to kind of tie this into what you're talking about, the combine. You don't quite know what you're going to get, right? Just by doing certain types of things, right? You still got to add whatever it is to it. So I'm in the store the other day, the grocery store, and I've been taught from my parents, if you want to get fresh bread, you push down on the bread, right? And if the bread pops back up real quickly, then it's fresh, right? And then you put your whatever sandwich you're going to make or how you're going to use the bread. So I kind of see the combines like that. You want to give that soft test first to see how fast they are. See, because that's going to tell you whether or not, when you put all the other additives to it, the helmet, the shoulder pads, you at least know that this is what you're going to get. So, I agree with you, but then at the same time, it'll be a whole lot of equipment and extra stuff they will have to bring to the combines. And now everybody got to be personally fitted. Well, I can't wear this shoulder pad. It's too big. So it's too much detail, I think. So if you were to have guys working out in shoulder pads and all that stuff, helmets.
I would rather see them spend a little bit more money and a little bit more time and prep, just because I want to see what these guys look like in full gear against the clock or whatever it is. Because to me, it's not misleading. Because some guys are better in gear versus, or I would say out of gear versus in gear, right? And they are dramatically different, maybe fast or speed or from the agility side. And to me, it could be remarkably misleading. I mean, you got a speed guy like yourself, you wear small pads, and you're a little bit more nimble, right? And so, but now you've got these big clunky tight ends, for example. Maybe they don't have those lateral movements. Maybe they're cutting across the field to catch something or whatever, pick up a block downfield or whatever. Maybe those stats are a little misleading. What do you think?
Well, no, I honestly, I think everybody is different, right? If you look at the way some of these guys dress, they are not wearing nothing. Even punters have gotten to the point where they don't even wear pads. They don't do nothing. So, again, you're actually putting yourself in a tough situation because everybody's different. So I just think you let everybody be bare skinned, no pads, and then you just take and compute it if they got pads on. But they're still going to be faster than the other person.
That they will. I'll tell you what, Tyrone, we come back from break. We'll talk a little bit more about this here on the Sports Circus. Lots more to come, folks. In case you don't know, two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior Tyrone Poole is back with us here with those shiny trophies. He's got a couple of those himself. We're going to be back on the circus in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
Attention business owners, you and your customers are listening to this right now. Face it, every business needs customers, even yours. The Sports Circus is a primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, NBC, CNBC, and Westwood One News affiliates, plus CBS, Fox, and NBC Sports affiliates across North America, with coverage from Hawaii to New York. Also, the Sports Circus is available to the 180 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, and the Sports Circus gets about 4 million website visitors per month, which could click through your website and bring sales. The Sports Circus provides great content featuring celebrity guests from sports and entertainment to our audience every weekday, which your company could greatly benefit from by increasing your visibility, foot traffic, eyeballs to your website, and calls from potential customers. Call us right now at 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935. Or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Drive your sales today by advertising with the Sports Circus.
Could you use a little extra money right now? If you'd like to borrow up to $100,000 and get pre-approved in minutes, call the number we'll give you at the end of this commercial. Our lending partners have already loaned millions of dollars to individuals just like you, and we're ready to lend you up to $100,000 if you qualify. Even if your credit is not perfect, you could use the money to pay off high-interest credit cards, for home renovations, or consolidate existing debt. You can get flexible, easy-to-pay terms. The consultation to find out if you qualify is free. To find out if you qualify for our special financing program, call this toll-free number 24 hours a day. 800-335-1376. 800-335-1376. 800-335-1376. That's 800-335-1376. Important terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Loan amount, annual percentage rate, and term will vary depending on creditworthiness. Applying does not guarantee approval. Account approval is subject to verification and confirmation of your credit history and acceptance by a lender. If you choose to apply for a loan through us, a consumer report will be obtained to evaluate your creditworthiness in connection with your application for credit.
That's the sound of sizzling, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks from UppercutChops.com. Their best-in-class filet mignons, New York steaks, and the king of all steaks, the tomahawk and cowboy cut ribeyes are the best in the business. Even their Prime Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had. Browse the full selection of steaks and chops at UppercutChops.com from the comfort of your home or on your mobile device. UppercutChops.com delivers all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks and chops directly to your door, without the hassle of going to the grocery store and fight crowds to pick from a small selection of average at best meats with injected steroids, fillers, and coloring added to look good. Find out what's for dinner at uppercutchops.com or call 702-799-9935. That's 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Or make your selection directly at uppercutchops.com.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm Roy Firestone. Now it's time to throw it back to Sal.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. This segment brought to you in part by our friends over at the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Check them out at csncoyotes.com. That's csncoyotes.com for the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Hey, Tyrone, look at this wonderful shirt they gave to me. Yes!
That's a beautiful shirt.
Look at that, right? So a nice round of applause for the College of Southern Nevada. Hey, listen, man, they took care of me. They got me all kinds of shirts and hats and stuff. Of course, I'm wearing the network hat today, but I have to tell you, this is a very nice one. And you know, I don't button the top button. I still don't button the top button. I can't do it.
Yeah, you're looking good, Sal. You're looking good, man. You out riding the bikes, man, and everything. So I think you could take the button to the top, man. You're in shape, Sal. I think you back to the point where you used to be the demolition man. They bring you in.
Here, I'll do this. I tell you what, here, let's put this on the split screen. Okay, here. So what I'll do is I'll button the second button. All right, get my mic out of the way here. All right, so here. How's that? Is that a little bit better?
Man, that's awesome, Sal. I think you can go to the top, baby. Go to the top.
let's see here. All right, let's
there you go. Yes.
Let's go to the
top. See, look at that, Sal.
Perfect,
man. You look like a young dude right there. Just put in that button, that final button. And I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching, they saw the difference from when it was open to when you fully closed it. It just made you look different. So
it does.
It made you younger, man. Yes.
I look like I'm 12 now. Come on, man.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Everybody was a little younger, man.
Hey, if I didn't have this little bit of scruff here, well, actually it blends in nicely with the white shirt. Huh?
Yes.
That's
I'm telling you, Sal, you look like the $6 million man.
Right, yeah. Green and wrinkled, if you know what I mean. That's all right. Oh, by the way, I want to give a special mention out to our friend Zach Manassian. He's got this wonderful book. Listen, if you like baseball, anything about baseball, anything at all. Let me put this on a single shot here so everybody can see this. So here's this really cool book. It's called Lasorda University. It's about Tommy Lasorda, right? Now, Zach worked with Tommy for a lot of years, and this is from a book of all kinds of great stories, and it's from 1968. You can see the snapshot of it. It'll say it. Tyrone, can you read that? Read what it says.
It says, the recollection of my summer of '68 with Tommy Lasorda and the Oregon Dodgers.
And the Ogden, I know it's a little hard to read here. It's actually a recollection of my summer of '68. Right, of my summer of '68 with Tommy Lasorda and the Ogden Dodgers. So that's minor league baseball. And you know what? There's some funny stuff in here. There's a lot of Tommyisms, and he says a lot of funny things. In fact, one of them here, I have to tell you this, and you'll like this one, Tyrone. I got to find it here, but there's just pages of this stuff. So Tommy would say stuff like, baseball is like driving. It's one thing who gets home safely that counts. And I know, right? Here, no, we don't cheat. And if we did, I wouldn't tell you. He couldn't hit water if it fell out of a boat, being a batter, that is.
Yes.
And this is my favorite one out of all these. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm still hungry. It's just that my arms are tired. That's good stuff. Anyway, check this book out at your favorite bookseller. It is Lasorda University. It's by Zach Manassian. Zach's a great guy. I got to tell you, man, you want to talk about fun stories around blocking the label. There we go. That's how we're supposed to do it, right? You never block the label. So anyway, now you can probably see it. Everybody watching on TV, This is fun, Tyrone. This is good reading. And, of course, I got myself the autographed copy because Zach is a dear friend of the circus. And there's the inside of it right there. Right? Nice.
That's what makes it valuable. When he signs it, it's more valuable.
Yeah. You know, I still don't have Tyrone Poole's book on my shelf. I've been waiting for that one for about, 4 or 5 years now?
I got to do better, man. We got to make that thing happen.
Oh,
Nothing like the
Come
ultimate
on,
success in the game of life book. But I will say this: look what I had on my desk.
What's that?
You see it?
Now, let me put it on a bigger screen. Hold on a second. Let's see so everybody can see it. Is that a work that thing device? Oh, that's the metronome.
Yeah, who gave me this?
I gave you that for Christmas a few years ago.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, folks, if you don't know what a metronome is, it will help you keep time. If you're any kind of a musician or an aspiring musician, it will help you keep time like a beat, right? It keeps your tempo. That's what it does. And look at Tyrone's got the metronome. Now, have you used the metronome?
I use it. We used it. I used it also to win those championship back there because everything. Super Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Come on, man. I mean, come on. You got 2 of them, not 6 of them, but that's good stuff. All right. So where do we leave off? Oh, that's right. The climb to getting there and the climb to doing it. But then we talked about the combine. So take all that information that you learned in the combine. And now we say, okay, kids, we're going to have a draft based off of that data that you compiled over in college and what we saw, that little snapshot in the combine, which really doesn't make a difference to me, but because I've already seen 2, 3 years, maybe 4 years even of somebody's film. So what difference does one workout in the combine or multiple workouts in a couple of days in the combine really make? Is it more of a media event or is there real value there?
There are real values. The first value is you get an opportunity to see all of these talented guys in one place, right? And all of them go through the same drills, right? So you get to see how they handle each situation. Also, the value comes in where these teams sit and talk to these athletes. So you get an opportunity to question and see how each athlete responds to the same question. Plus the value is it saves money. It saves money. Yeah, instead of going from place to place, you bring everybody to one location. Now there's one exercise that I think really shows not too much value. It shows value, but I don't think too much value, Sal. And that's the bench press. The bench press. And the only reason why I say the bench press doesn't show true value is because you're laying on a bench, and in football you don't play with something behind you, right? So I would like to see them do something different than the bench press, but there's so much history with the bench press that sometimes you just have to let things be grandfathered claused in, so to speak, and you can't take it out. So, but I don't think the bench press serves any purpose other than just to see how many times you can do 225.
You know, I would agree with that because let's face it, the only time that really has value is when you're on the bottom of the pile and you're trying to dig out from the pile. Otherwise, I don't really see the value in it.
Exactly. There's no value in it.
And there ain't nobody that weighs 225 really that you're going to be trying to get off you anyway. They all weigh 300, 350, 400.
Yeah, I tell you what they should do. To replace that, they should do they should call it the Bruce Lee, what is it? The 1 inch or 12-inch punch test where Bruce Lee, or the 3-inch, is a 3-inch punch test, but there's a lot of videos where Bruce Lee demonstrated his ability to generate power, and he just hit a guy in the chest, and man, that guy actually said it felt like someone hit him in the chest with a sledgehammer. And you got your sledgehammer back there in the back. I see it back there on your trophy case above the New Orleans Saints. So that's how they say it felt when Bruce Lee did his 3-inch punch. It's like he generates so much power. So maybe they should create something like that, right? To generate how much power can you generate within 3 inches? Because maybe, just maybe, when we play football, it's only a certain amount of inches between you and your opponent that you have to extend and deliver some type of power. So maybe they should call the Bruce Lee 3-inch power test.
Yeah, now you're not allowed to punch anybody, but you do have the ability to give them a quick jolt like that, right? That push. Everybody watching on TV could see that I just took my hands, pushed forward quickly. But for everybody on radio, just imagine if you only have basically the door is cracked and you've got to somehow push that open. Now, you can't kick the door open. You can't do anything else. All you can do is push with your hands. I think that's a pretty good analogy, right? So we think of with the force on the other side of the door, somebody is holding it and you're trying to open that door. How much can you move that door maybe with 400 pounds on the other side of it if you're only given, like you said, a few inches, whatever? I think that's really more valid because this bench press, yeah, it's more of a legacy thing, but I'd like to see something more applicable where people say, you know what? I saw this kid develop in college. He got stronger and stronger and stronger, right? We've seen that happen, but we don't have a real demonstration of it at the same time.
Yeah, and I was listening to a guy demonstrate, because again, the bench, it's only like, for those, I'm just going to give a little bit of analogy on how to build your chest, right? Since we're talking about the punch, right? Which involves a little bit of the chest, shoulders, and everything like that. But very quickly, anybody who's listening, if you want to build your chest, right? Since, it's a sports circuit, we get to talk about anything, right, Sal? So we actually are going to help you build your chest. So if you understand the chest movement, in order to build it, you have to either push something in or push something out. So really, how you're going to do that is just bench press. But back to Sal.
All right, tell you what, folks, we're going to learn more about that from Tyrone Poole, 2-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior, in just a few minutes here on The Circus. Lots more to come. You don't want to miss this one. I'm your Ringmaster Sal of the Sports Circus, a primetime, nationally syndicated television, radio, sports, and entertainment show. The Sports Circus covers topics others are too scared to talk about. There's no other primetime show like it on here that'll punch you in the face and you'll beg for more. Join me, Hall of Famers, world champions, and all-star celebrity guests for chaos and controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms, plus thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.
Hello Americans, it's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-950-2049. 800-950-2049. 800-950-2049. For the last time, that's 800-950-2049.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing and always need to stick your fingers to test your blood sugar. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. Apply a discrete sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger sticks. If you are living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes and you use insulin or have had hypoglycemic events, you might be eligible for a CGM through your insurance benefits. U.S. Med partners with over 500 private insurance companies and Medicare. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill your insurance. Call us today for a free benefits check.
800-659-7805. 800-659-7805. 800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
That's ridiculous.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hey everyone, Dave Jackson here, ESPN rules analyst on ESPN Hockey, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. This segment brought to you by Tyrone Poole and Tyrone Poole's TP38 Foundation. And work that thing and everything Tyrone Poole. And here to tell you everything about it is two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior, Tyrone Poole.
Well, again, Sal, it's always awesome to be a part of the Sports Circus. And you named off a lot of great entities, but I'm just going to stick with one entity. And what I really want people to understand is that your body is your business. Yes, your body is your business, health and wealth. So why am I saying all that? Well, I want to introduce you to Work That Thing Supplements. Work That Thing Supplements. Work That Thing Supplements. It is all about health. For over 22 plus years, my body has been my business. I am an expert when it comes to health and wellness. And when I created the Work That Thing supplement and apparel store company, I wanted everybody to win championships. So please go to workthatthing.com, workthatthing.com, and you will find a store full of supplements that will help you become a champion in your own life. So again, Sal, thank you for the opportunity to talk about workthatthing.com, Work That Thing supplements and apparel.
All right, that's good stuff. Oh, and by the way, Tyrone does a show as well, and Tyrone talks about all kinds of really good things for helping you grow as a human. Tyrone, why don't you give everybody a little preview on how to find that as well?
Life is a university, and we know that life is a university. And why do I call it life is a university? Because just like schooling, we all take classes, right? We took math, we took science, biology, all that stuff. So life offers us all classes. Don't matter how much money you got or how much money you don't have. You're going to be tested, tried, and tempted in this life. So what Life is University does, we do a parallel comparison of the principles of life versus your experience with the principle, and we try to give you solutions on how to overcome your test, your trial, and your temptation in life so that you can graduate and move on to the next level of your greatest potential. So that's what Life is a University show is about. It's a show for everybody.
Tyrone, where can people find you?
LinkedIn, Facebook, just go to TyronePoole38.com and you can find me on all my social medias, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, kind of like Prince, the artist formerly known as. So, Twitter and also YouTube. So Life is a University.
All right, that's good stuff. Folks, make sure you check that out. And you know, Tyrone's been with us on and off now for what, 5+ years? Is that about right, Tyrone?
Oh man, it's been good. Yeah, it's about, I think probably a little bit longer, but yeah, it's around that neighborhood.
Man, I know you've been around for quite a while, but you know, we've had some funny shows. We've had some great guests. In fact, I asked you a trivia question before we went on air, and it was about when we did the show with Mario Andretti. Mario Andretti. Well, you know what? What a vibrant, accomplished human. And I don't know how else to describe him. I mean, he had the fire in the belly of a 21-year-old as an 80-odd-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mario was awesome.
Yeah, you know, and he asked you, or you asked him, don't you ever want to take a break from going fast?
You can stop going. You can't slow down.
No, he don't want to slow down. No, you asked me. I seem to recall it was something about, hey, do you ever want to just get in the Bentley and just just cruise or something like that. He's like, what do I want to do that for? I want to go fast, right? Everything was fast.
It's like that movie, and I think I might have brought the movie up, Talladega Nights, and there's a scene before we heard the greatest remarks in that movie. If you're not first, you're last. But the other greatest remark or statement made in that movie was when I don't know if everybody remember the movie, but it was the beginning of the movie, right before Ricky Bobby actually started driving. The previous driver they had, he came up for a pit stop, got out the car. He's over there eating a sandwich and everything like that. He said, don't worry about it, guys. We're in last place. Don't worry about it. So the guy who's the pit crew, I guess, overseer, he says, is there anybody who wants to go fast? And then Ricky Bobby looks around. He says, his buddy Cal, nudged him. You want to go fast? And then Ricky Bobby put his hands up. He said, I want to go fast. He said, get that man a uniforms.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that reminds me of? We were talking about something, I think it was yesterday, and there was you sent me a video with LeBron James and Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Some people want to go fast seemingly, and some are just on cruise control. What is that video all about, Tyrone?
Yeah, it's a great video. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it as well, Sal, because we love comparing people to people. And people always compare LeBron to Michael, or, Kobe name comes in there, Kobe Bryant, former player of the Lakers. But the video came from the fact that the Lakers were down. And LeBron's question to his answer to a question from a reporter, he said, at the end of the day, it's only basketball. It's only basketball, right? But then they showed a clip of Kobe, and kind of like in the same experience, maybe a different, with the same principle, but a different experience. And the mindset of Kobe was, you know what? It's not over. It's not over. We're here to win championships. But then, so you got two players with different mindsets. And I think, nothing against LeBron. Love LeBron. I think he's overall one of the greatest athletes overall. But when you compare the mindset of Kobe and LeBron, I thought that there was a big difference there. And at the same time, I understand that LeBron is playing in a different era, so to speak. He's playing in that era, Sal, where everybody wants you to be good to everybody. Kobe came up in an era where you had to find that guy. And I think that's what's the difference in the mentalities.
Well, that may be the case. But at the same time, I saw, and I know I'm not the only one that saw it, I saw somebody that the balance of the Lakers team sat on the other side of the bench, so to say. There's a bunch of chairs, right? Instead of just a bench like the old days. But they sat many seats away from LeBron James because they were scared they were going to get traded. Remember that? That was probably, a couple, 3 years ago, whatever the hell it was. Anyway, it's almost as if you got a passive-aggressive individual, in my opinion, with LeBron James, where Kobe Bryant just worked hard. I mean, look, he was a great player. Best shooter I think I've ever seen, period. Maybe not so much on defense, but a very, very good player. A more complete player, in my opinion, than LeBron James. But I see a guy in LeBron James that is going through the motions. He's already got his $1 billion and all this other stuff. But the hunger and drive to win, you can't instill that in him. Either you got it or you don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. You either have it. I think that is the spark that keeps you going when things are good and when things are not so good, just that passion. And a lot of players, I think you come up in an era where things are kind of given to you. You're being touted as the person that's going to save this league, or you will become the face of this league. And I think sometimes you can inherit things that you don't really work for, and you can lose that drive versus someone that had to work for it. Yes, we're going to give it to you, but you still have to work for it. And I believe when LeBron came into the league, he was already being talked about as the savior or the next face of the NBA. So I think in that instant, Kobe wasn't really talked about like that. So Kobe had to really show that, hey, you know, I could be that guy as well. And plus, he patterned his game after Michael Jordan. So we all know the mindset that Michael came with. And I'm a firm believer that you got to find a mentor with the model that you're trying to possess yourself. And Kobe played like Michael, and he thought like Michael. So like you said, LeBron, just a different, concept with him.
Yeah, and it's too bad because it didn't have to be that way, but unfortunately his demeanor on the court and on the bench, not necessarily in the media, but in everyday life, I think, in my opinion, that may have retarded his growth a little bit because he didn't have a guy like Mike to look up to like Kobe did, because Mike was on his way out when Kobe was on his way in. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, that there was a nice ability for Kobe to be able to learn some things from Mike as well. And that proved to be very, very beneficial for him and, of course, the Lakers organization. And it's too bad they couldn't keep that show together with Shaq and Kobe because, man, those guys could have won a hell of a lot more than what they did. Take 30 seconds, talk about that, then we'll go to break. Take us to break.
Yeah, just like you said, the one thing I think with LeBron, did he ever have anyone that he could pattern himself after? I think he came in as the mold, right? And Kobe, he had someone that he could look up to, which was Michael. He could call Michael. So, again, I think that's another difference in the two. But, man, it's a lot of stuff we could talk about. So we coming back with another part of the show.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on The Circus. Back in a few.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-298-3173. 800-298-3173. 800-298-3173. That's 800-298-3173.
If you have diabetes, listen up. If you have insurance, you can qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends and spend more time in range, significantly lowering your A1C. More importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and if you've seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for your own CGM right now. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances will cover your CGM, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the Aptiva Medical CGM Health Hotline right now.
800-320-2751. 800-320-2751. 800-320-2751. That's 800-320-2751. Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA. the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. That's 800-932-5517.
Brian Urlacher, welcome back to the Sports Circus.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. Folks, make sure you check out thesportscircus.com for our upcoming guests, a prior guest, or recorded shows, which are podcasts. We're carried on Spotify and Apple and Pandora and Google and Amazon and Audible. Pick your favorite one, wherever you can't get away from us. Also, make sure you check out thesportscircus.com and see all of our partners on the partners page. Lots of great ones there. And a longtime partner is Tyrone Poole, two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior. He's going to tell you right now how to work that thing.
Work that thing, WTT 100. Work that thing is all about the body. Your body is your business, health and wealth. So if you're looking to take your physicality to the top level while you make that money, go to workthatthing.com and get you some supplements so you can stay strong in the body while you make that money.
All right, that's good stuff. And of course, always followed by a round of applause. Got to have that. And by the way, a big welcome in to everybody listening in on all of our network affiliates, all of our independents, everybody on TV. Listen, we're everywhere, folks, like I said. Also, a big hello to our friends on Chicago Food Favorites on Facebook. Yes! Of course, we have to acknowledge them because, hey, look, there's a whole lot of people there that could be watching Tyrone Poole talk about nutrition, and nutrition is a really big deal. You know, this is the only page that I know, Tyrone, that actually gets national media attention. And it's a newer page. It's just starting, so it's building momentum. Lots of great food posts and whatever. And we're talking about some time in Chicago, and you said you gave up your first touchdown at Soldier Field to my beloved Bears. Yes! Hey, sorry, you know, it is what it is. It's the home team, right? It's kind of like you're a Cowboy guy. You know, I'm a Bears guy. Win, lose, or draw. Bears might be a little bit better, but let me ask you this. When you went to Chicago, what did you have for food? Come on, man. Where'd you eat?
You know what? I was that type of guy, Sal, that I never left the hotel. You know, they serve us real good food at the hotel. A lot of guys go out and go on, tour of the city. I stayed in the room. I watched the college football games that day, and I look at my playbook. But I hate to tell you, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I didn't go out. I didn't get the beloved whatever food in Chicago. Didn't have opportunity to taste test. I only ate the food that they had prepared for us at the hotel.
Oh, no. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. Tell me you haven't been back to Chicago.
I was a rookie back then. I was scared to go out, Sal.
Okay.
I might
Okay, but did you go back another time? Did you only play the Bears one time at Soldier Field?
You know what? If I look at it, it's funny you asked that question because I only remember playing the Bears just that one time.
And what happened that one time?
Actually, first time I gave up my first NFL career touchdown. And this was when I was with the Carolina Panthers, their inaugural season in 1995. And we played the Bears. And it was, I think, had to be it was the fourth game of the season because I remember it so well. It was the fourth game of the season because that was the game that I made my first ever start in the NFL too. So not only did I give up my first touchdown to Chicago, but Chicago, that was the first team, the Bears, that I had my start against in the NFL. And actually, Curtis Conway beat me on a out and up because my claim to fame was my ability to accelerate. accelerate. I'm like, I could accelerate with the best of them. Like Mario Andretti, I can go from first to second to third very quickly, right? So they figured that they could not beat me on a true out. So he ran an out and up. And I bit on that thing, Sal, like a big mouth bass. And I'm like, oh, here we come. My first interception. And I'm about to go for a pick six. And I ended up I didn't get the pick. I gave up 6, but it wasn't a pick 6 on my end.
That's all right. But hey, listen, Curtis was a really good receiver, though. I mean, if I recall, I think Curtis was an All-Pro at some point.
Yeah. So USC, right? University of California.
Yeah, he did. He went to USC, and look, in fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was back. He was playing around the same time that Keyshawn Johnson was.
Yeah.
That was a loaded team.
I think he's also married to Muhammad Ali's daughter, Layla Ali.
I think so. Hey, man, let's give it up to Curtis, and let's give it up to Keyshawn just because. All right, so we have all these players that have prepared themselves for this journey. Now, you were the first defensive pick ever for the Carolina Panthers, correct?
Yeah, first ever defensive selection for the Carolina Panthers in their history. So, yeah, it's like Ricky Bobby, first and everybody else last.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so getting to that point, to be that first pick, it was a long-ass road. And here you went to Fort Valley State. Not everybody knew Fort Valley State, but here come Tyrone Poole like a lightning bolt coming out of Fort Valley State. Who is this guy? But you know what? Those that know, that's like the old, if you know, you know, right? And we didn't have the internet and everything like we do today. So not only from a talent standpoint did you stand out, but you stood out long enough and far enough away from everybody to be noticed from a D2 school on top of it.
Yeah, and also let me add this in. Let me spread a little bit more of that mustard. I am the first ever defensive back selection in NFL history from a Division II school. So first ever. There has not, in my finding out about this, there has never been another Division II defensive back corner that's ever been selected in the NFL. So I kind of hold that crown as well. So it's a lot of hard work, Sal. Being a Division II athlete, I think being a two-sport athlete helped me out. I ran track and played football, so they were able to see my overall speed. So I like what you said for the combines. So I'm out there running track with no pass on, but man, they say this guy runs a 20.8 200 meters and a 10.31 in the 100 meters. Man, I don't care if you put pads on him or not. He's going to run fast. So,
yeah.
So two sports helped me out, Sal.
On top of it, folks, in case you don't know, Tyrone also went to Fort Valley State, which is a historical black college and university. Yes. It's an HBCU. So let me tell you something. This guy had a very bumpy road. And at the end of the day, he got Super Bowl trophies behind it because it's all about working that thing. Is that not right?
That's it, Sal. And it's also a reminder for others, those that are watching, that you are a champion and you can win as many championships in your life as you see fit. So the Sports Circus is a championship show. So we are champions, watching champions, continue to become champions in our own right.
Yeah, and I think that's what we do here. And the cool thing about it is, this is a show of champions. We bring on Hall of Famers, world champions, all-stars. Generally speaking, that is our rodeo. And even when it comes to music, they're going to be Grammy Award winners. They're going to be in film. They're going to be Academy Award winners. They're going to have Oscars, Emmy Award winners, Cable Ace Award winners. You heard Roy Firestone do the intro a couple of segments ago. But at the end of the day, it's a show of winners. You know why? Because winners win. Period. Yes. We don't make excuses why we came in second place. My motto is, show me the trophy. I don't want to hear why you lost. Show me the trophy. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just my own mindset, and that's what I do over here.
And I'm going to give you a little quick definition that I think will resonate with everybody. To be a champion in your own right. Success, everybody knows success is relevant, right? But this definition is going to make it exact. The definition that I've discovered about success is what I have achieved. What I have achieved according to what I was called to do. So success is whatever you have achieved on versus what you were called to do. So if you were called to do something, then you achieved it, then you are successful. You are a champion.
You know what, Tyrone? I think a lot of people that watch this show and listen to it, they say, I dig it because it's edgy. We don't hold anything back. No. It's out there. Whatever is out there is out there. Look, we have, Grammy Award winners singing on this show. Crazy stuff. Yeah. But, ultimately, Tyrone, out of all the guests we've had, and you've been with us for a long time, take 30 seconds to tell me about your favorite guest and why.
You know what? It would probably have to be Eric Davis. Eric Davis, when we had Eric Davis on from the San Francisco 49ers, and he compared like the best athletes that he's played with at corner. And he mentioned Deion Sanders. And I didn't know he was going to mention me. But he says on the two guys that I played with that were very, very talented. And he said Deion was one. And he said Deion was just freakish talented. And then he said the second person was me. I said, whoa. Now that took me by like shock. Eric Davis played a long time. He's seen a lot of defensive backs. So that was very, I was very pleased with that answer.
Well, look, you earned it. And that's why you're on the show again. And you'll be doing it again and again. You know why? Because people dig it. They like the stories. The stories are great because a lot of times people will hear stories that they're like, well, where else am I going to hear that? Because all these TV programs on Pick Your Favorite Network, they edit everything to be their message or what the sponsors want. And that's the worst part about it as I see. So we'll keep going. And we're on television like everybody else. But the big deal here is that content is king and we want the guests talking. Tyrone, take 1 minute, tell everybody how they can follow you, about your products, etc. And then we're going to go ahead and close this thing out.
Well, again, I just want to let everybody know that we appreciate you watching. And if you want to follow and keep up with me more, you can go to TyronePoole38.com, TyronePoole38.com. You'll find everything that I'm doing. I'm a speaker as well. If you're looking for that unique speaker, if you had a unique event, whether it's corporate, whether it's commencement, colleges, or if you're trying to encourage the youth, I am that person. You can get me at TyronePoole38.com. And also, again, WorkThatThing.com. WorkThatThing.com. Your body is your business. It doesn't make any sense to work your whole life, as they would say, your fingers to the bone, and you become to an age where now you got to take all that money just to keep yourself alive. So go to WorkThatThing.com and get your health, your wealth, and enjoy your whole life. So TyronePoole38.com, you can find everything.
All right, that's good stuff. Tyrone, always a pleasure. And, of course, we're going to see you back here again very soon on the Sports Circus because we can. All right. Sir. Listen, man, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And, folks, make sure you tune in. Oh, listen, anytime, buddy. Anytime. And, folks, we're going to be back here in about 23 hours right here on your favorite station. So until then, for two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior, Tyrone Poole, who's always working that thing, I'm your Ringmaster Sal, and we'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. So long, everyone.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. That's 800-932-5517.